Motivational Mondays is the perfect way to set the tone for your week. Everyone can use motivation. Mondays are amazing, rich with opportunities, full of potential, and now motivational. Your week begins here.
Good Monday morning. My name is Genevieve Jones-Wright, and I am the founder and lead empower mentor of Motivation.In.Action, or MIA. And hopefully you've been tuning in every single Monday morning at 10 a.m. to be inspired and jumpstart your week by hearing amazing and inspirational stories. This morning, you are going to be completely energized and inspired, motivated by my guest, my really good friend, Coleen Cusack. How are you doing, Coleen?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks so much for being here. So you are so much to so many people. For me, you're a great friend and a person who I can bounce ideas off of. I'm constantly telling you that you have a brain that I'm just in love with. The way that you think is just on a different level. You are one of the fiercest social justice transformers, as you call yourself. And so I'm just really honored to have you here to share parts of your story to inspire our viewers to get their week started.
Thanks for amplifying my message, my voice, helping me to motivate others, to help others.
Helping others is a really big part of your life. I think you lead a life of service, and you do a lot of pro bono work. And for those who don't know pro bono and what that means what?
That means I'm broke most of the time. I work for free.
You don't charge the people that you represent.
No, I represent people who are homeless, who are targeted by the police because they're homeless. And in order to give them a leg up and to help them in court, I represent them for free.
So what kind of cases do you see and you help with?
Oh, they're charged, homeless people are charged with existing in public space. These are crimes that any one of us can be charged with, but only the homeless people are targeted with this. It's a tool of harassment designed to get the homeless to hide in the shadows. So when tourists come here, it looks like we've solved homelessness, even though we haven't done a darn thing. So my clients are charged with things like vehicle habitation, and vehicle habitation can be charged just for having things like food and water in your vehicle. They're charged with disturbing the trash. That's just touching something in the trash can. And they're charged with fare evasion on the trolley, or they're charged with encroachment. Encroachment was a law that was intended to apply to bags of trash that business owners left on the sidewalk. And the police have creatively figured out how to apply it to human beings. So these are unconstitutional laws that my clients really are ill-equipped to defend themselves in court because of their lack of knowledge of the law.
And I've seen you in action. I've seen you make appellate arguments. I mean, you really go to the wall for your clients. So you're in traffic court, you're in superior court, which obviously traffic court, or not obviously, but traffic court is a part of superior court, but you do misdemeanor cases. And I've seen you take cases all the way up. And you are a fighter.
I'm motivated by unfairness. You know, when I see unfairness, I have to call it out, and I can get emotional at times. I've had quite a few judges who start their ruling, Ms. Cusack, we really respect your passion. And that's when I lean over to my client and tell them, we just lost. So that usually prefaces it. But no, I consider the co-defendant in all of my cases to be the Constitution. And I've been defending that vigorously now for 29 years. Save the date, September 17th every year is Constitution Day.
Yes, it is.
And I like to go door to door in my neighborhood and sing the preamble to the Constitution, Schoolhouse Rock style. So we get Constitution Day caroling.
Say that again. You sing it.
I sing it. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
I think I could learn the preamble now to the Constitution that way.
I would have my students that I taught criminal justice classes for 20 years, and I would have them write the preamble, and I'd show them the video first, and during the quiz, I would hear them humming the song as they were writing it out.
I love that. Do you ever have any accompaniment by instruments, a band behind you?
I would love to have accompaniment. Are you volunteering?
I can only play the tambourine.
Come on.
But I love
September
Constitution
17th.
Day, so I would absolutely. That's actually a Saturday this year. Don't ask me why I know this, because Constitution
That's
Day is
great
so
stuff.
important. So I don't know. We're gonna do a Friday and Saturday.
Saturday. We'll start
Okay.
at my sister's house because she hates it.
Okay, wait. She hates what you do.
Oh, she
or
hates me
the
singing to
Constitution?
her. She hates me
Okay.
singing to her at Paris. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can't sing either, but I love singing because singing makes you joyful. So
Yes, singing, dancing. I found during COVID that that I had to find I would sing and dance at random times during the day.
that's what we all should do. Yeah, absolutely. So, Justice.
Justice, that's my son's name. He was born in 2000 and it put 2001, and it put a whole new spin on the pursuit of justice for me. I need sneakers now to keep up with him. He's in college now.
I love that new spin on Pursuit of Justice. I love that.
So, and it's spelled Justus. I'm a single mom, and it's just us. So,
Single mom, warrior mom, social justice transformer, advocate for those who are marginalized and targeted. What else about Coleen Cusack? Because you've been my friend for so long, and I even introduced you as Coleen Cusack.
either way.
No, man. Names are so important. So I'm sorry. What else about Coleen should we know? What defines
I am
you?
bringing chess to San Diegans, and especially to girls and women in San Diego. Years ago, women and men used to play equally chess, and then they created these ladies' entrances in the bars in the early 1800s, and that was when chess got split by genders, and the men would play in their portion of the bar, and this is where business deals get made during the time. And so women were shut out. And right now, women can learn how to play chess and literally reclaim their seat at the table. I ask women a lot of times if they know how to play chess, and I get really common answers like, oh, my father, brother, nephews, grandfather, they all know, but I never learned. And it very much is a game that trades on sexism and classism. It's a game of leisure. Women didn't have the luxury of sitting around all night and playing chess. They had dishes to do and laundry to do, and so, get the guys to do that so the women, so you can take your turn at the table and practice your game and get just as good.
So, feminist comes to mind. I know you are a hardcore feminist.
I am, as
we should
every
all
human
be.
being should be,
Absolutely.
right?
Every single person should be a feminist on this planet.
Right.
So you have a mission to teach chess to girls and women. And I've been the recipient of a few lessons. So one of these days, I'm going to go and play some chess out in the world and be a rated chess player like you. Can you explain what being a rated chess player is?
It's not complicated. You just pay money to the United States Chess Federation and play a certain number of games competitively, and you can be rated too. The great thing about women, I was on the top 100 women for my age bracket over the age 50. There weren't even 100 women on my list. So I would brag about it, but every woman who signed up and got rated who was my age or older would end up on the list as well. So you too could be top 100 women
I'm going to put that on my bucket
in the
list.
U.S. There's women were really discouraged from playing over the years, and that's the only reason they're not represented in greater numbers at the #1 table, so we need more women to play.
Yes.
There's a lot of chess tables in San Diego right now, so I'm willing to meet girls and women at one of the chess tables around town. We've got the Waterfront Park and North Park, and in 1 hour I can teach you everything you need to know to get up and running and practice, practice, practice. Another thing women say when I ask them if they know how to play chess is, I don't play very well. We're conditioned that if we're not the best of something, that we shouldn't try it. And I want to overcome that too. I'm not the greatest chess player. I'm rather average at it. But you don't hear that with men when you ask them if they play chess. They'll brag about the lowest rating ever. And so I want to get women into the habit that it doesn't take, they can do anything men can do, get playing, get practicing, and they can be just as good.
All right, so I love everything that you said, and I know chess is a game of strategy. You brought a board here, and can we just talk about this board for a moment?
This board is the U.S. Chess Women's Board that Jen Shahade sent to me from U.S. Chess.
Okay, stop. You have just glossed over a big deal. So maybe our viewers are not familiar with Jen Shahade, but I am. And that is a huge deal that you got this board from Jen Shahade.
Jen Shahade is the director of U.S. Chess Women. She's been a really powerful figure in the United States for bringing chess to more women. She herself competed in the U.S. Representing the United States in the Olympics playing chess. She's also a great poker player. I consider her a friend. And during COVID, she ran all these classes for the girls that she was doing before COVID, and I would never have been able to attend them. And so I was able to attend all of these classes she did, and she would have all of these famous women that she knew come in and guest speak, and it was a wonderful opportunity.
That is so awesome. Mm-hmm. So going back to the board, normally chess has white pieces and black pieces, right?
I don't usually do things normally.
Don't I
But
know?
chess can be very fun and colorful. It doesn't have to just be white and black. One fact is the white pieces start, and I had and not the typically black pieces, and I had a second grader in one of my chess classes that I coached who researched why that was, because she didn't think that was fair. And thousands of years ago when chess was created, black was the lucky color. And so they didn't think it was fair that the lucky color would get to go first. So that's why white gets to go first. But this is a fun game. I'm just going to show you really fast. The queen pawn comes out, king pawn, knight develops naturally. Egghead, this pawn is considered egghead because it's so fragile, comes out. That's probably not the best move. And the beautiful move is the king gets to discover, check, mate the other king by just stepping out of the way, and the king is now trapped in the castle walls. So that queen is the one that set all of that in motion. It's the power of the queen. The king might be the most important piece on the board, but the queen is the most powerful. I see you've got the shirt. The black queen is the most powerful piece in the game. Awesome.
That was riveting.
That's one of my most fun games, right? So look how far the king traveled.
I love that. And it all started with a strategy of the queen to sacrifice herself in order to make all of this happen.
Right, and we don't, that's one of what women do best. Women are constantly sacrificing for the good of their family, for the good of the country, for the good of their community. It takes a village, and the chess game bears that out.
Absolutely. Our conversation last week was with Eva Posner, and she talked about how women make better candidates, better representatives, and also, in my opinion, better business owners because we bring all of who we are to the table. We create better environments, we make better decisions because we are just more human-centered and focused and not so transactional as men are.
We've also had to overcome more obstacles from the get-go. So all throughout our life, we've got more practice jumping over those hurdles. Men don't.
You are so right. But guess what? Now is the time for women to get into our rightful places and take leadership, right? And we've been doing that, and we've been seeing that. And honestly, you've been doing it for so long and inspiring so many people, from the young girls that you teach chess to the women that you support and rally around, all the advocacy that you do, not just in the courtrooms, but in our streets, at government buildings. I just thank you so much for who you are.
Every individual has the ability to make a difference. I've changed laws, and other people can too. You make a sign, stand out in front of your house. You don't know who that might be impacting that one day. And so I don't work for an agency. I'm self-employed, and I see a problem, and I just brainstorm how I can make the community I live in better.
One thing that I love about you, Coleen, is you always have this high energy and you're super enthusiastic because you're passionate about the work. But I know that it definitely takes a toll on you seeing the injustices that you see so much on the front lines. And I want to make sure that we tell that part of your story as well.
Right. Don't confuse my chipper attitude today for, this isn't easy. It's been traumatic. It's been very traumatic to witness how my clients are treated on the street. And I feel very inadequate a lot of times for the task. And there are things that are out of my control that I can't fix, and I cry regularly. And I have to find outlets like chess and comedy as therapy to help counterbalance the trauma. So it's not easy.
You know, I'm really glad that you mentioned therapy and comedy. I said at the onset of this conversation that you have a mind that thinks on a completely different wavelength. And so you actually do comedy to help prepare your cases. It's a form of therapy for you. It helps other people. Can we talk a little bit about that?
After I got out of law school, I took theater class to learn how to help my trial skills through improv. And I found that I really enjoy getting up in front of a crowd of strangers and making them laugh. So I do open mic night and try to make people laugh at comedy.
Well, you make me laugh all the time, so I'm pretty sure you are hitting it every time you do a comedic routine.
Oh, not every time. There's a lot of failure out there, a lot of failure.
So speaking of which, there may be someone who's watching today that has suffered a lot of failures. I like to call them lessons. If we learn from our failures, then they're really victories and something we should learn from and grow from. So what advice would you give to someone who may be afraid to start making the change that they would like to make, but maybe they feel that they are alone and they don't have someone helping them do it, someone who just may be afraid to really be who they are? What are the tips? What's some advice you can leave with our viewers today? Anything.
Don't be afraid of the no. It's actually a defense attorney motto. Never hurts to ask. The worst they're going to say is no. So you get used to hearing the no. And then when you get the yes, you're very pleasantly surprised. So just don't be afraid. You know, heaven and hell are here on earth. And we have the power to make the community we live in more like heaven or more like hell. I tend to gravitate to people who do things instead of people who complain about things without doing. Don't worry about the naysayers. If they're not going to help you pick up a shovel, then what good are they? So get out there, do what your community needs, because if not you, then who?
Thank you so very much, Coleen, for joining me today for this Motivational Mondays. I think we've accomplished what we came to do.
I hope so.
Yes, I think
Changing hearts and minds.
absolutely. I think a lot of folks are going to have their week jump started with this positive, inspirational note. And you heard it from Coleen. Don't worry about the naysayers. As a matter of fact, they are the sayers, not the doers. And you want to be a doer and a beer. So just go out there and do it. Follow your heart. And don't be afraid of the no's. You may end up being surprised with getting a yes, but also if you're persistent like a little gnat, those no's have to turn into a yes. So be great this week and tune in next week as we have a conversation that continues this Women's History Month conversation themed Motivational Mondays. I'm going to be joined by another one of my amazingly inspiring friends. Yes, I am very blessed to be surrounded by wonderful, powerful, motivational, inspiring women. So I'm going to be joined by none other than Councilmember Montgomery Stepp. That's all I got. I'll see you next week.
And a hug.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's Motivational Mondays. I'm going to see you next week, same time, same place, right here, with more inspiration to help you jumpstart your week. Now, if you found this week's conversation inspirational or motivational in any way, maybe you got a gem to carry with you throughout the day or the week, please feel free to like, comment, and share. Because remember, everyone can use some motivation. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you next week.